Hi book friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen, and these are the March releases that I am most looking forward to. I always feel the need to say this in these types of videos, but these are obviously not all of the books that are coming out in March. These are just the ones that I'm excited about. So as always, if there is something that I leave off of this list that you think that I would be excited about or that you think that I would enjoy reading, please comment below and let me know. So we are going to start with March 4th, and this one is a sequel, and it's actually a sequel to a book that I have not read yet. The name of the book is The Rag Picker King. It is by Cassandra Clare, and it is the sequel to her first adult novel, Swordcatcher. Even though I haven't read Swordcatcher yet, I am a big Cassandra Clare fan, and I do plan on reading it soon, so I will pick up Rag Picker King as soon as it comes out. The next one that comes out on March 4th is a YA. It is called Band Together. According to Goodreads, this is a dazzling YA anthology that spotlights the transformative power of books while equipping teens to fight for the freedom to read, featuring the voices of 15 diverse award-winning authors and illustrators. Books are disappearing from shelves across the country. What does this mean for authors, illustrators, and most crucially for young readers? This is something that is near and dear to my heart as a teacher myself. This bold collection of fiction, memoir, poetry, graphic narratives, essays, and other genres explores book bans through various lenses and empowers teens to fight back. I am definitely picking this one up for my middle school classroom. The next one, also on March 4th, is called Grad Chanted by Morgan Matson. When I was in high school, we used to do this thing when we were seniors. All the seniors got to go to Disney, and it was called Grad Night. And they still do it. I think that it might be called something different now. But that is what called me to this book, because that is what this book is about. It says, escape to the Disney parks in this page-turner about the power of love and friendship and the most inconvenient time loop ever. Any books with time travel or time loops or time messing around with is definitely for me. This is a young adult contemporary romance, but because of the time loop, I'm sure there's a little bit of fantasy or maybe even some sci-fi sprinkled in there, and I cannot wait to pick up Grad Chanted. The next book that comes out on March 4th is by another author that I have not yet read, but I do have some of her books on my shelf, and that is Ava Reed. And her book that she has releasing in March is called FABLE for the End of the World. And what really drew me to this book was the synopsis on Goodreads. The Last of Us meets the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes in this standalone dystopian romance about survival, sacrifice, and love that risks everything. Just that little sentence alone has so many buzzwords for me. Standalone, dystopian, romance, survival. And on Goodreads, it also lists this as an LGBTQ romance. Another one that releases on March 4th is Nightweaver by R.M. Gray. And this was another one that hooked me just because of the blurb on Goodreads. For fans of Adeline Grace, Belladonna, which I have not read yet, but I have the series, and Lauren Roberts' Powerless, which me and my daughter both love that series, and we cannot wait for the third book to come out. Nightweaver is a propulsive YA fantasy debut about a strong-willed heroine avenging her brother and discovering her destiny. The genres on Goodreads also list this as a pirate fantasy. And the last one I have on my list for the 4th of March is Tea at the Altar by Rebecca Thorne. This is the third book in the Tomes and Tea series, which I am currently reading book 2, A Pirate's Life for Tea. If you like cozy fantasy and you like Travis Baldree and you like Sarah Beth Durst's The Spell Shop, I really think that you will like Rebecca Thorne and all of her cozy fantasy. Moving on to March 18th is one that I know a lot of people are excited about, and it is the next installment in the Hunger Games series. And this one is a prequel, Sunrise on the Reaping. I have to say, as much as I'm looking forward to this book, I am not loving this cover. This is the story following the 50th Hunger Games, and it is where we meet Haymitch and we follow him in his Hunger Games. And something that I'm really excited about is that the movie is already in production and it will be in theaters of November in 2026. Also on March 18th is a space mystery titled Murder by Memory by Olivia Waite. A memory called Empire meets Miss Marple in this cozy space-borne mystery helmed by a no-nonsense, formidable auntie of a detective. I love the cover with this woman floating in a chair in space with all these books floating around her. Another thing that I think is very interesting about this book is it's a novella. It's only 112 pages. And I think we can expect to see more because it does say that this is #1 in the Dorothy Gentleman series. The next one on March 25th is actually a nonfiction, and it's not normally the type of book that I would gravitate towards, but when I was reading about it, I found that it sounded super interesting, and I think it's something that I want to give a try. It is called The Story of a Murder, The Wives and Mistress of Dr. Crippen. This is a story of a murder, not a murderer. In Story of a Murder, best-selling author of The Five and celebrated historian Hallie Rubenhold re-examines the events leading up to the infamous Crippen murder from the perspectives of the 3 women at the center of it all. I'm not normally a true crime girly, but I think that this sounds really, really interesting. And so I may add this to my nonfiction reads for 2025. Those are all the books that I have for you this month. Like I said earlier, I would appreciate all of your comments telling me anything that you are looking forward to in the month of March, anything that you think that I may have missed. As always, I appreciate your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. And until the next video, happy reading.